this is Mrs. Vaca, and this is the syllabus video. Okay. The course that you're in should be geometry. Okay, and then whatever period is, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. Okay. All right, for homework, we do daily assignments. So there will be an assignment every day. There will usually be class time to do it in. If you use your class time wisely, like I will instruct you to do every single day, then you should be able to get this done in class. Okay, I will usually check this at the end of the class and give you your check in the grade book or your stamp if we do stamp sheets. Okay, but this should be being done in class. You'll have plenty of time. I'm there to help. Okay, and it'll be checked at the end of class. Okay, this will be put in as a weekly grade or at interim, depending on which one I decide to do. I'll definitely let you know. Okay, but if it's weekly, then it'll just be put in like a quiz or a test, and it'll be in a Schoology in a column every week. Or I might wait and just enter it all at one time at interims. All right, like I said before, the course content is geometry. That's why you're in geometry. That's what you'll be learning. Geometry is like shapes, triangles, area, perimeter, volume, angles, segments. It's kind of like the picture part of math. That's what you'll be focusing mostly on this year. The other thing we're going to focus a lot on is the SAT. This is a very important test. Every junior in West Virginia takes it as your new standardized test, but also it is a college entrance exam. You will take it free here at the high school your junior year, which is great. You can retake it throughout your junior and senior year. You can even take it now. I would definitely recommend signing up for the PSAT this year and getting that out of the way. But the SAT is a college entrance exam. If you think that you want to go to college, then this is a good test to take. You will get to take it for free here at the high school next year. So I will focus a lot on bell ringers and making sure that our geometry that we're learning fits in with the SAT as well. We'll also try to review some of those algebra skills that you learned last year, which is heavy on the SAT as well. And reviewing those algebra skills will help you next year in Algebra 2. So we'll be focusing on geometry, which is the class that you're in, and incorporating some SAT prep as well. Okay, if you'll look over on your syllabus on quizzes and tests, I quiz and test almost always on Fridays. Every Friday you will pretty much have a quiz. That quiz will be over what we did that week. We usually will learn something new on Monday. We'll work on it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll quiz on it on Friday. The next Monday we'll come in, we'll learn something new and we'll work on it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll quiz on it on Friday. Okay? These quizzes on Fridays will be out of 100 points. Sometimes it'll be a test. That just means that maybe it'll have a bunch of stuff from 3 or 4 quizzes on it. It'll still usually be on Fridays, and it'll still be out of 100 points. Okay? Alright, if you move to that little circle there that says textbook, I don't use the textbook very much. I have workbooks that I've made that I will hand out. You will write in them. You will keep them until we get the next workbook. You'll bring them every day, and that's pretty much what we'll do most of our stuff out of is those workbooks. Okay? I will also use videos that usually the note sheet is in the workbook, or like this one, it's a printout, a handout that I'll give you. Okay, the videos are just like this one. You'll get on your computer on Monday. The video will be linked to Schoology. You'll click on it. You'll fill out the note sheet. It'll be some kind of skeleton note sheet like this. That's the video and the note sheet will match perfectly. It'll be very clear where to write your information at and what information to write down. It'll be me talking or one of my colleagues here at the school. I'll talk through the video. I will give the instruction. I give the instruction just like I do in class. Okay. All right, my expectations are pretty basic, I guess. I feel like if you follow these 4 expectations or these 4 rules, then you should be very successful in every class that you're in, any job that you ever hold, with your friends and peers. If you just follow these 4 things, you're pretty much good to go in life. Okay, my first expectation is to be prepared. This encompasses everything to do with being on time, having your bell ringers, paper, pencil, having your homework completed, studying for the test, being prepared for the test, being prepared to ask questions about what you didn't understand. All of that goes with being prepared. So if you're prepared, you're going to get a lot out of this class. Being responsible. Again, this kind of goes, if you're responsible, then you're probably prepared. Be responsible for your homework. Be responsible for your grade. Be responsible for the effort that you put in this class. Really take responsibility for your own actions and what you're doing. Be responsible. Okay, take responsibility. Take accountability for your actions. Okay, if you're responsible and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then we're going to get along great. And you're going to be prepared because you're responsible. Okay, be courteous. This is being polite, basically. This does not mean that you have to be best friends with everybody. You don't have to be best friends with your peers in this classroom, and you don't have to be best friends with me. But we should be courteous to each other. We should say please, we should say thank you, we should say excuse me. We should be able to coexist in a very friendly and polite manner. That doesn't mean that you're going to be best friends with everybody in this classroom. That doesn't mean you're going to like me. But I feel like if we're courteous to each other and we're polite and we say, please, can I sharpen my pencil? Please, can I go to the bathroom? Thank you. When somebody picks up something for you. Excuse me if you're trying to get through the aisle and somebody's in your way. All of these things go a long way, and if you're courteous, then we're all just going to get along better, including you and I. And last is be respectful. If I had one rule, it would be this. Respect yourself. Respect yourself enough to do well in this class. Okay, do what you're supposed to do. Take pride in your work and get it done. Okay, respect me, please, as the teacher in the classroom. I will return that respect to you as a student in my classroom. If we can treat each other with respect and be courteous to each other, we're definitely going to get along great. Again, you do not have to be best friends with everybody in this class, but if you treat each other with respect, it doesn't matter if you're friends, you will get along as human beings in the same classroom. Okay? If you treat people with respect and you respect yourself, then you'll go a long way in life. That one rule can get you pretty far just by itself in life. All right, if you move over to the teacher contact information, okay, of course your teacher is me, Mrs. Vaca. Okay, the best way to get a hold of me is to email me. I can check my email frequently throughout the day. I cannot answer phone calls throughout the day. I have one planning period and it's super early in the morning. So if you or your parent or guardian would like to get in contact with me for whatever reason, then please feel free to email. My email is mvaca@k12.westvirginia.us. Okay? You can also call the school. That's not the best way to get a hold of me. Again, I cannot just run down to the office and take phone calls all day. But if you would like to contact the school, they'll leave a message for me and I can call you back. And then, of course, you can message me through Schoology. This is just as good as email. And especially for you kids, for you students, it's probably just as easy or easier than email. You're on your Schoology all the time. You'll be on Schoology all the time in my class. That's where my videos will be. That's where some of my assignments will be. You need to be on there checking your grades and making sure you're passing, making sure that your assignments are entered, making sure that your teachers have graded the assignments that you have turned in. So you better be on Schoology frequently anyway. So if you have any questions, concerns, you want to contact me, or your parent or guardian would like to contact me, you can always message me through Schoology. I do check my Schoology throughout the day, and I can answer it pretty quickly and easily. So that's another great way to get a hold of me. All right, flip your paper over to the back. Tutoring and extra help. Musselman High School offers free tutoring. That's right, I said free. It is free to you. One of our math teachers here at the high school runs it. Okay, so they're in there to help you. It's usually Monday through Thursday in the guidance office, and it'll be right after school. So if you want to go to tutoring, just stay after school, go into the guidance office, and a math teacher will be there to help you. It's usually until 3:30. Okay, so arrange a ride. Oh, sorry. Started to forget my 3 there. Arrange a ride by 3:30. You do not have to stay the entire time. If you just want to go in for 10 minutes and get your homework checked or ask one quick question, you can. You do not have to stay the entire time until 3:30, but the teacher will be available until 3:30. This usually starts in September, and again, it is free. If the hours or days change, sometimes due to teacher availability, sometimes it might be Tuesday through Thursday instead. If anything changes, I will definitely let you know. As soon as I get the official tutoring schedule from guidance, then I will post it in the classroom. But if you need extra help and I don't have enough time in class to get to you, or you're absent, or for whatever reason you're confused about what's going on, please feel free to go to tutoring. Sometimes just hearing the same information from another person is super helpful as well. Maybe you didn't understand the way I explained it the first time. Maybe hearing it from another teacher worded a little bit differently might just clear things up for you. So if you ever need extra help, please go to tutoring. All right, moving on to absences. If you're absent, you need to check Schoology. If you're absent on a Monday, you're going to miss a video pretty much every time. I usually always show videos on Monday. That's where you get your instruction. And then if you miss a Friday, you're missing a quiz, because I pretty much always quiz on Fridays. So you need to be checking Schoology and see what you're missing. Okay? If you miss a Monday, you need to go ahead and watch that video. If you can watch it at home on your laptop or phone and get caught up before you even come in the next day, great. Okay? You need to make up the bell ringer when you come back. The bell ringer's done at the beginning of class. Okay, it'll be posted on the board. When you come back the next day and you've missed a bell ringer, you need to just get it from a friend and copy it. Just a neighbor. Just turn to a neighbor, your seat buddy, and say, I wasn't here yesterday. Can I see your bell ringers? Copy down the work. You must write out work, show work, and a correct answer. Okay? And then we turn those in usually every 10 days. So it's very important that you're getting those caught up if you're absent. It's a super easy thing to get caught up, and you want to get all of those easy points available to you. Make sure that you're making up classwork or homework. Okay, usually it'll be some page in the workbook. Again, you can get on Schoology and check if I posted what page we did. You can text a friend, or the next day when you get to class. Hey, turn to your seat, buddy. Which page in the workbook did we do yesterday? And then do it. Okay? Make sure that you get your work checked. It doesn't make any sense. This happens every year. I have a ton of kids that say, oh, well, I was absent and I made that work up. But then they never show it to me. Well, that doesn't make any sense. You did the hard part. You did all of the work and the effort, and then you're not even going to give yourself credit for it? I don't know that you made it up. Okay? So make sure that you get the work and what pages you're supposed to do, and you do them. If you have questions on them, ask. But then make sure that you come to me and say, Miss Vaca, I finished. Can I get my stamp or my homework checked? Okay? Make sure you're getting credit for the things that you're doing. Okay? And then, of course, if it is a quiz, you need to make it up. Okay? That would be, usually I prefer you to do that on your own time, at lunch, or during class after you finish another quiz, or something like that. Or if you finish your homework in class early, then you can start the next quiz. Okay? There is a study hall that you can go to during lunch to finish that. Okay, but make sure you're getting those quizzes made up. You cannot afford to just have a bunch of zeros because you were absent. Okay, you got to get that stuff made up. All right, move over here to supplies required. This is on the board. If you came to orientation, you probably already know this. 3-ring binder, paper, and pencil. Mostly we'll be working out of our workbooks that I have made for you, but having a binder that you can have your workbook in, your stamp sheet or homework paper to get checked for your homework, your bell ringer paper, having those things all together in a folder or binder for just this class is the best way to go. I do recommend that you bring headphones, and today is a perfect example. Again, I run a flipped classroom, so my instruction will mostly be on videos. So you'll all have your laptops out like you do right now, and you'll be listening to my instruction over the video. I've learned in my years of experience that this is amazing. You can go as quickly or as slowly as you want on the video. You can rewind, you can pause, you can take your time writing, or if you're a quick writer, you can go much quicker than me lecturing to all 30 of you at a time. So for the fast writers, the quick learners, the quick copiers, they can get done quicker. Those of you who process things more slowly or write slowly or don't like to write and listen at the same time, you can listen to what I'm saying, pause the video, and then write it out without being distracted or rushed. So I do recommend that you bring headphones to class. I will have headphones, extra headphones that you can borrow, but a lot of kids just prefer to have their own. So I do recommend that you bring those to class. All right, moving to the restroom. Sign out, please. There is a sign out sheet right by the door. Sign out, your name, you're going to the bathroom, the date, the time, and then when you come back, sign back in, please. What time you came back in. There will be a pen there. Also, take that little lanyard that's hanging there. Okay, it's a little green, got a green lanyard. It says Mrs. Vaca, room 202. Please take that with you. Please bring it back with you when you come back and put it back on the hook. Okay, and only one kid at a time. One at a time. If you need to go farther than the bathroom, if you need to go to guidance, the office, your last class because you forgot your phone in there, whatever, you would need to fill out your planner. But if you're just going right next door to the bathroom, then sign out, take the lanyard. If you're going farther than that, then I'll still have you sign out, but you'll need to fill out your planner and take that with you as well. All right, technology. My favorite thing, we will be doing the famous videos. Again, this is such a benefit. New kids to my class sometimes are hesitant about these at first, but those who have had me last year, in previous years, Mr. Reiser also does them. Miss Freeman next year will do them. Kids really like them, and they start to see the value in them and the time that they save us in class. Usually my videos, this video is an exception, this is a pretty long video, my videos are usually 15 minutes or less. Okay? And what takes me 15 minutes on this video to say would take me 30 to 45 minutes in class to say, because we have to wait for the slowest writer. We have to redirect kids that are not paying attention. I have to ask people to stop talking. Kids were going to raise their hand and ask to use the bathroom. I'm going to have to wake up the kid that's sleeping. All of these things add up to wasted time. So on the video, you put your headphones in, it's just you, me, and the math. We can get through it as quickly or as slowly as you can. Okay? And it benefits everybody. It's really personalized to you. The other amazing thing about the videos is they're always there. If you're absent, you can get caught up on your own in less than 15 minutes, rather than having to come and make arrangements to get time with me personally or staying after school for tutoring. You can watch your video at home on your phone or computer, or the next day that you come back to class, I'll say, hey, grab a laptop and watch the video. That's where you'll start. As soon as you're done with the video, you're ready to do your makeup work. You're good to go. So it's also amazing for absences. The other thing it's really amazing for is studying for tests. I quiz every Friday, which means that every Thursday you could rewatch the video and get a personal refresher on the stuff we learned that week. You could watch it Friday morning. You could watch it right before class. So it's always there. Your parent or guardian can watch it with you at home, and then they could know what's going on and help you if you need extra help. So there's just tons and tons and tons of benefits. I can't say enough about how much the videos have helped my students since I have started doing them. I've really got some positive feedback about it. And of course, Schoology. Okay, I like Schoology. Your grades are up to date. It's live time. You always know where you stand in every class. That's where the videos will be posted. I am a very efficient grader. Any of you that had me last year, any of your siblings who've had me before will say that that is in fact true. When we quiz on Friday, your grades from that quiz will be on Schoology that period or the next period, with very rare exception. I get your stuff graded and I get it put in the computer right away. I think it's very important for you guys to know how you're doing and what you need to do for the grade that you want to achieve. So be on Schoology. In every class, you need to know your grade and how you're doing. So make sure you're doing that. Okay? All right, moving over to the grading box. Your grade will be comprised of bell ringers. Again, I usually collect those every 10 days just because the sheet that I use has 10 boxes on it. So whenever 10 days worth of bell ringers go by and the 10 boxes are all filled up, we turn it in. Okay, it'll usually be out of 100 points, so equivalent to a quiz grade. If I give a bell ringer sheet out that has the problems pre-printed on them, sometimes it might go longer than 10 days. If there's 12 problems on the bell ringer page, then we'll turn it in after 12 days. But I will make it very clear when we'll turn them in, and it'll become routine and you'll see how that works. Okay, but you need to make sure you're doing them. Okay, weekly quizzes. Those are out of 100 points. Again, they're usually always on Fridays. So in a 9 weeks, you should have about 9 quizzes. Okay, in a 9 weeks, you should have at least 4 bell ringers, grades. Okay. All right, homework. I will either input those grades weekly or at interim. Okay. Your quizzes usually take up about 60% of your grade, and 40% of your grade will come from bell ringers and homework about. Sometimes that's a little higher. Sometimes the quizzes and homework are, closer to 50% of your grade, but I like to make it at least a half and half split, which is actually great news. Okay, that means as long as you're doing your bell ringers and your homework, you're trying, you're doing the daily assignments, you're working in class, you should pass this class. So make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. Okay, I might have cumulative tests. That means that I might give tests or quizzes that have a bunch of stuff on it. Like I might give a 9 weeks test that has everything we've done all 9 weeks on it. If I do that, it'll still be out of 100 points, just like a regular quiz. It'll just have more topics on it, okay? And then exams, which takes me to this exam bubble. Your midterm will be in December. That's the exam for the first semester. And then your final exam, which is your second semester exam, will be in May. Those are 1/7 of your grade, and that's set by the school. I will definitely give you more information leading up to December and leading up to May. In the past, I've done projects, I've done tests that you're allowed to use your notes on, I've done SAT tests as the exam. As the exam comes closer, I will make it very clear to you what the expectations are and what you need to do to be prepared for those. Okay? All right, additional information. You need to know your calculator and computer number. They will be the same numbers. Okay, if you're calculator number 1, you'll be computer number 1. If you're calculator 10, you'll be computer 10, and you should always be using that number calculator and that number computer. That way I know if something happens to that calculator or computer, I know who to ask about it. Also, if you notice something wrong with your calculator or computer, you need to let me know as soon as possible so I can ask the previous class period's calculator number 10 what happened. That way you don't get blamed for anything that you didn't do. You probably will be getting your own Chromebooks. Feel free to use those instead of mine. But if you forget yours, then you'll come up and use one of mine for the videos. All right. Rules. Besides my expectations, my rules are pretty easy. Follow directions. Ran out of room there. Follow directions. If I ask you to do something, please do it. And that's as simple as pass these papers back. Don't write on the test. Put your phones away. Those are all directions. If you can follow directions, if you're standing up and I say, will you please sit down? And you sit down, then you are following directions. So if I ask you to do something, whether it's pertaining to an assignment or to behavior, if you follow directions, we're going to get along great. The other thing, my pet peeve, the thing that can make me seem like an irrational human being, is touching my stuff. Please do not touch my stuff. This is the thing that will drive me the craziest. Over the years, students haven't quite got the concept that everything in the classroom isn't theirs. And I know that that's different in elementary school, but this stuff is mine. Okay, what you brought with you into the room is yours, but this stuff is mine. These are my pencils, these are my erasers, these are my staplers. I would never, ever be so bold and disrespectful as to open your backpack and start looking for a pencil. That is such a violation of your personal space, privacy, property. That is just disrespectful. Well, it is also very disrespectful to just start grabbing stuff off of my desk without asking. Are you allowed to use the stapler? Probably. All you have to do is ask, can I use a stapler? And I will probably say yes. Can I use this pen? I may or may not say yes because I have a drawer full of pencils that I would prefer you to use. But you just need to ask. Do not go behind my desk. Do not open my desk drawers. Do not get onto my computer. Do not get into the teacher's area. That is equivalent to me getting into your bag or your purse and just looking for crap. Yeah, I'm just looking for a pencil. That's innocent. But looking through somebody else's personal property is such a violation. So please just understand that that's how I feel. Stay out of my personal space and my stuff. There's plenty of stuff in the classroom that we'll use. We have rulers that we'll use. We have whiteboard markers that we'll use. We have pens and pencils. We have all kinds of stuff that we'll use, but I will pass it out or ask you to pass it out when we're going to use it. Or if you would like to use something of mine, my pencil sharpener, my pencils, my stapler, my hole punch, please just ask, okay, out of respect for me. And I would also do the same. I will not even grab your pencil off of your desk and start writing with it. I will always ask, can I use your pencil real quick? So please give me that same courtesy. That's my only weird rule. But now that you know, you won't have to see me get crazy. Alright, so I know this was a super long video. I apologize. But now we're done with all the class rules and expectations, and we can move on with the fun part of the year, which is the math.